Hello and welcome back. You are gaming with me, Brothgar, and this monstrosity behind me is going to be the vehicle that is going to rescue my rescue vehicles. Because this episode of Kerbal Space Program is going to be the one episode where I do not succumb to defeat and I do succeed with my initial plan, which was to basically fly my space station to the Mun, land it, you know, do some stuff on the Mun, and then come on back, which in turn happened to end up in a complete disaster where I sent many vehicles out there and eventually they got back to space. However, the problem is they are now floating through space and I need to go pick them up. So this is kind of the tow truck of the spaceships. So what does it consist of? A massive booster system here, because basically this thing's got to do all the work to get into space and into orbit. After that, the massive array of engines here are going to thrust, which is basically the starting block here of my space station, and 2 rescue probes back into space, because that's where we're going. We're going into space. So this will all get up there. We'll get that into orbit. We'll get it going around, and then hopefully we will meet up with the other spacecraft, which absolutely has nothing but electricity at this point. And then I will dock with them up front. It's going to be the first most important part. And then at some point I'm going to attempt to then transfer them to the sides here. And then at that point, all of this stuff will be detached. The Kerbals will then move into the escape pods here, which are poorly assigned where they are, but whatever, they still work. And they will then return down to Kerbin, leaving myself with a bit of a space station in space. That's the big plan. That's what all of this is about. I don't even know how many stages are involved in this thing, but it's pretty ridiculous. And I think I need to couple one more fuel tank and I will be on my way. Alright, so here we are on the launch pad. I've added some nice red lights just to, you know, brighten things up a little bit. As you can tell, I can't even look at it. There it is, looking cool. Tons of boostage on this. These boosters are sized up like 200% because I am using the scale mod. I'll actually have a link of that in the description below. Alright, so the craft that I want to rescue is way out here. This is Rescue Craft 1. Now, if I switch to this and just take a look at what we got, this is going to be the spaceship we're trying to interact with here. And as you can tell, it's 2 different spacecraft at one. And this one over here did take a little bit of damage, but we got to save all these guys. Ronzer, Jebediah, Bob, Bill, and Dudefall as well. We got to save all these guys and bring them back. That's why I have so many different vehicles that they can jump in here. And as you can tell, they are straight up out of everything except for electricity. They got plenty of that. So let's see if we can't make it happen. Let's go ahead and just fast forward until daytime. All right, there we go. A nice morning sunrise coming to welcome us. We're going to turn the SAS on, and we're going to actually use radial this time just because we want to make sure we are going straight up and down. We're going to launch out over here, and as you can tell, yeah, I'm not too far off of parallel, so I should indeed just try to go straight up as possible. This spacecraft might end up rolling a little bit, as I should have rotated it 90 degrees. But at any rate, let's just max things out, get us off the ground, and then I'll probably throttle back and let the boosters burn. So let's do it. Alright, so we're getting a decent amount of lift out of everything here. Quickly moving up to 100 meters per second. And as you can see, these solid fuel boosters have a ton of thrust and a ton of fuel. But I'm going to go ahead and start throttling things back just to the H there. And as you can see, the speed here has reduced to as fast as I am accelerating. But that's alright. As we burn off some of this fuel, that's going to start changing. And I also don't want to burn up too much of my liquid fuel while I got it. I don't want to burn it on the atmosphere. Over 250 meters per second now, and we have passed the 10,000 meter mark. I'm going to attempt to roll on over here, but I might end up just throwing things off. As expected, I'm going to have to do a double correction here just to make it happen. Pretty sluggish when you get to this part here. And that's that roll I was talking about. Alright, here we go. This is a little bit easier. I'm going to quickly take a look, just see how high we are. That should be plenty high. I want to get ourselves a nice high orbit. It's alright that I'm able to go up to 100 kilometers in the air here. However, one thing I'm noticing here is that I am kind of going the opposite direction of where I want to go. I didn't want to get that much roll into the whole thing here, so if I can correct that, now's the time to do it. Let's just see what kind of burn we get. 53 seconds here. I'm not going to have that much time. It's going to be a little bit closer there. Alright, move on over to the maneuver node. This is where that RCS I can use and make good use of. Otherwise, it might take me all the time in the world just to get there. There we go. Made that maneuver. Easy enough. Turn the RCS off here. Stability, control, and we are off, making good time now. Those I want to separate. I got to redo a little bit of order. So what's going to happen is I'm going to separate. I'm going to light up those 4 engines, and then I'm going to kind of get rid of this reducer here, and then light up the other engines as well. We might end up seeing that full sequence right here. 15 seconds. Alright, so there we go. Detach that, light up the others. Just building speed right now. Now this stuff is asparagus here, so I will lose these outers before I lose the inners. That's how that's all working out here. Looks like we've gained orbit by the craziness of the camera. But I want to keep this going. Alright, so there we go. I should be in a pretty decent orbit there. Not too terribly accurate, but doesn't really matter that much. Alright, so the rescue craft here is my target. It looks like I was able to maintain not too terribly on level with that. I'm going to have to make that correction later, but I'm going to go ahead and add myself here on the highest node. Hopefully. We'll find out how this works here. I want to basically line up this point if possible, and then I'm going to line up the far point out there. I haven't actually gotten to the point, I haven't like pre-tested this to the point where I'm actually docking the two, because I like to leave a little bit of suspense. However, I think I've got this early stage down just from what I previously did around the Mun, where I just want to line up, you know, the AP to the PE and then flip them so that I'm basically in the same orbit. Now, realistically, this thing is way over here, and I'm not quite sure how that works out. I suppose there's some other ways of doing this, but let's see here. What do we got? 3,150. So I want to make that relatively close if possible. Bingo. Not a problem. I like it. All right. While we are making this maneuver here, I'm going to go ahead and extend my solar panels. That way I'm not using up all this electricity. And they should be orientated in such a way that they actually don't hit anything. They're awfully close though. Look at this thing. It's coming out just about hitting this. They will have to be retracted before I go and escape. And you'll notice they also have fuel and an engine on them as well. And that's to slow them down so that they can actually re-enter the atmosphere. See? I feel like I've thought of everything. We'll find out. So far, this has been not too terribly successful, so. There we go, making that move. There we are, we ran out of fuel on the outside, gonna dump those off. No need to carry that weight anymore. Do lose a bit of thrust there. And I feel like I'm a bit past the node. It shouldn't be too much of a problem, hopefully. Alright, that'll be pretty good. That should bring me just about on out there. Not too far off. I'm a little bit low, but in all reality, that's not too... That's like 1 second of burn just out there. Alright, so while I got the time here, I'm going to make this next maneuver, and I'm going to try to line this up here to 10,516. Just like that. Alright, now here's the question that I got. Now this thing is way over here, so if I were to make this maneuver by the time I get here, I'm thinking that I might pretty much just end up on the opposite side of the orbit. And as you can see, the Mun is right over here. I do not have unlimited time to circle around and catch up to this thing. So, in all reality, I should be making this burn about as close to this rescue craft as possible. So, I might have to do a couple of loops here just to figure out where things are going to go. Alright, so you can see the spacecraft getting closer. And it looks like this next time around, I'm not going to be too far off of it. We might end up pretty darn close to each other. So let's go ahead and make the burn on this pass. Now look at how much faster that other spacecraft is going compared to me. 33-second burn. Alright, so this is the second longest burn I'm going to have here. Now that I have entered orbit. That first burn was just massively wasteful. And quite wonderful, actually, all at the same time here. Here we go. Just a few more seconds on this. I'm going to watch real close. There goes that second stage right there. Didn't really affect the burn time too much, though. Alright, so basically I am now on just my spacecraft. Those are my fuel tanks out there. However, if I were to actually look at my target, I might be able to just find it out here in space. Where are you? Where are you? Well, somewhere over there is the target. So it's not that far off, really. And it looks like I might just want to add a bit of prograde here just to make it happen. Because if I add a little bit here, that should shorten up that gap. So I'm just going to burn real slow. $10,005. There we go. There. That should at least be pretty cool right there. Look at that. I might indeed be pretty darn close to just intersecting them right there. Ha! How about that? Alrighty, so it seems like the next move I'm going to want to make is actually to adjust the two angles so that they're on the same plane here. Now I should be passing within 237 kilometers right there. And then I can make another pass 47.7 kilometers. So everything's getting pretty close right now. So I'm feeling good about that. As long as I'm close, then I should be able to at least meet up with it before the Mun, comes on by, and it'll actually grab our spacecraft and just throw it off into the universe. And since you don't have any fuel, it'll just end up like the rescue craft space probe over there, just millions of miles away, or kilometers, because we don't use miles anymore. Look at that. We're basically on top of each other. Not bad at all, really. Now the burn here only needs to adjust 12.2 meters per second. So it is a pretty small burn for what I'm trying to do. Now I'm just going to do a partial burn. I'm not going to go all gung-ho on this one here. There we go, within 0.1 meters per second. So at this point, I would say I am well poised to at least meet up with my spacecraft here pretty darn soon. Well, I'm actually not very far from it at all. If I were to actually look to the target, it's not really going to tell me. However, we are not really moving too forward or too farther from each other. It's just 62 kilometers right now. How about that? How about that? It's like I know what I'm doing. Ha! Okay, but the real question is, What do I do now? What do I do now? Okay, well, there are a lot of different maneuver modes that I could do here. The real question is, what happens if I am prograde to the target? Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to point a little bit of retrograde here to the actual orbit. And I'm going to slow myself up ever so slightly. And what I should be able to do is bring this point down to where we pretty much just match. Alright, so there we go. I did a little bit of maneuvering, front and backwards, and looks like I'll be coming in within 27 kilometers of this in just under 3 hours. So that should be pretty good. I think that's a well-situated thing, and it looks like I got plenty of fuel. Everything seems to be going swimmingly to plan. Swimmingly. It's like you're swimming through water. Alright, so let's go ahead and fast forward on to that area. Now I basically don't know what to do. I suppose I could try to drive on over to the rescue craft. That may or may not work, considering orbits and stuff. Alright, maybe a little anti-target action now. Now that we're going to get within pretty close range of it. It should be passing me up pretty good here. 150 meters per second difference. So we'll fast forward things a little bit. Looks like I'm going to go prograde. Come on now. Get ourselves nice and close. Uh-oh. Oh, no. We've missed it. Quickly. Stop it. I don't even know what's going on right now. Sweet maneuvers. That's what. Okay, so aim ourselves at the target. Might as well. I mean, we're within 1,000 meters now. All I got to do is really get in close and make it happen. All right, the target is in sight. Head on over there, shall we? Use that RCES. At this point, I should prepare for docking. Okay. Good. It's getting exciting. Come on now. How much fuel do I have left in these? Oh, a fair bit. These are out though. Alright, so as you can tell, I'm kind of circling it right now. It's not exactly what I want to do, as it is getting a little bit farther away from me. So I'm going to try to cut it off here. There we go. Now we're getting awfully close. Should just pretty much be able to point right at it. Just drive ourselves in there real close. Alright, so now that I'm within 30 meters of this thing, I should switch on over here to the other spacecraft. What I'm going to do is undock. And I'm going to find my other spacecraft. Where is it? It's got to be looming around here. I'm going to set this as target. And aim at target. And there we go. That'll work out. Now for you, I'm going to attempt to set you as target. And then I'm going to aim you at target. So there we go. I have at least I got something going on here. So I should just be able to drive in here, pick you up. A little bit slower. I want this one set as target to that one. Think I could do like a double pickup here? That would be awesome. Ooh, this is looking good. This is looking good. I'll go ahead and give this a little bit of roll. So then I line that up real good. A little bit of forward thrust here. Come on now. Gonna get one. Maybe. Down. How do I go down? Uh-oh, that's not good. What are they doing? Bumping into each other? What one are you aiming at? There you go. Much better. Maybe I gotta do this number. Just gonna line them up. It's like you're trying to run away from me. Ah! Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Bingo! Got one. Oh no, we've started to spin now. Not good. Crap. It's getting away from me. Looking pretty good thus far. I'm not too good at docking. Have not done a lot of it thus far. But it seems like this is going to work out. Come on, get there. Hello. Dock, there we go. Awesome. All right, so what I want to do now is control from here. Okay. And then also come on over here real quickly. And I'm going to set as target. Turn your SAS on. Aim you towards the target. Please don't break my ship. Flip on back over here. See if I can rotate without killing anything. This is where things get really confusing. Because it's just not... Oh, control from here. Okay. I don't want you to go farther away. Please come back. Angle it up. Gonna get a little bit closer. Yeah. See, now that's where things seem to get weird on me. Every time I try to rotate up, it's like I'm backing away. Might have to do with all the other rockets out there. Come on now. Come on now. You can do it. Come on, just dock it. We're so close. Come on! Today! All I want you to do is dock. I've never seen anything so difficult. I mean, could we be closer? I don't think we could be any closer at this point. Come on now. There we go. Jeez. That was kind of annoying. Well, we have successfully done something now. Go ahead and save that. Congratulations. Man, I don't know how many Kerbins we have in here now. but it is quite a bit. Worderd has saved my Kerbal Knots. Okay, so now that I have a couple of these spacecraft awkwardly docked on my ship, I really do not want to, you know, move them from out here back into the rescue pods. Now I know for a fact Jebediah does not have any fuel in him. So if I were to actually EVA on him real quick. Oh, he does have propellant now. Okay, good. Good. That is actually nice to know. Yes! Yes! It's gonna happen. I can actually save my Kerbal Knots now. But first and foremost, let's see if we have what it takes to break orbit here. I'm going to go ahead and set this at the highest point just because I want to get the most out of this. Because yet again, it seems like I'm having fuel issues. And I want to see how high I want this to orbit. That's a little high yet. 5-second burn. I should have more than that. Give it about 10 seconds or so. 680. That's a pretty high orbit yet. Alright, so everything is completely off center here, but that's alright. Shouldn't be much of an issue. If I can find Kerbin. Okay, good. This should work out pretty good. I don't know exactly how much fuel I got. Well, it looks like I still got a fair bit. So that should be alright. Basically, to go in retrograde here, and I'm going to try to slow it down 192 meters per second. Finally, we're going to get out of that really boring, like, little slow stuff. Docking's just an annoyance. Okay. Whoa. Oh. Okay, that was interesting. Maybe a little bit too much thrust. What I'm going to do here, then, is I'm just going to work retrograde, and I'm going to have to take my time. I don't want to... After all this, please don't break the spacecraft in half. That would be horrible. All right, so let's go ahead. We're just going retrograde now, and I'm gonna give it a little bit of fuel. All right, well, this seems to be much more calm than trying to break the spaceship in half. So we'll give it a little bit more. It's able to keep up with this. Alright, so there we go. We are now situated in such a way that we are actually going to come back to Kerbin here and be able to make that maneuver. Now, am I gutsy enough to make the maneuver and actually move this pod over here, kind of like I intended? I don't know. I kind of wish I could. Can I transfer fuel? Because that's probably going to be the determining factor. If I can actually transfer fuel and get some RCS in this beast over here, then I might be able to. All right, I tell you what. Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. This is one of those bad ideas. One of those bad ideas I should not have. But here we go. Undock. I'm going to quickly move over here, and I'm going to say this is set as target. Turn on this, aim it towards my target, move on to this spacecraft here, and what I want to do is rotate you just like this. Okay. And when the two are lined up, more or less, I'm now going to turn the RCS back on, then use this number here. This should work. Welcome to Brothgar's Kerbal Space Program, where the big ship comes to the small ship. Come on now, dock it up. Come on. Yeah! Yeah! Who's the boss of this now? What up? Things working as planned. Now if I boost off my engine, I could probably rip off a couple spacecraft. That would be cool. Save. Alrighty. Well, things have worked out pretty good. I am pleased with what has become of this. Right back on. And we are here. Low orbit now. Rearranging. And we're going to start the retrograde burn. Ooh, yeah. Don't we sound awesome? If I control from here, you can see that I can't see nothing. Dirt here has been flying blind this entire time. However, let's go ahead and slow ourselves down. Okay, who wants to just max out the engine and go for it? Let's do it. Woo! Look at it go! Works out a lot better when we do it like that. Alright, so we are certainly burning down the engines. You can see the all the stress being put on the spacecraft here. That's pretty impressive. Oh, we've run out of engines, so I guess we're all out of fuel now. It's alright, you served your purpose well. What I should be able to do is activate engine. Is it enough to bring it down? I don't want to leave myself abandoned in space yet again. Alright, I tell you what, that's just going to have to be good enough for me right now. Let's go ahead and get our Kerbal out of here and into the rescue pods. So, welcome to the world's biggest EVA. Who is going to be first? I'm thinking Jebediah. Here we go. Where are you? Okay. Nope. I want you out, Jebediah. Jebediah. Come on. Don't be afraid. Yeah, I know it's been a long time. Let go. Where's the door? There it is. And go ahead and board on up. Alright, so we got Jebediah on board. He is up here. Who's going to be next? Bob? Bob's going to do it. Boom. And Bill. There we are. Everybody is inside the same craft now. Excellent. Everybody's hanging out inside here. Very nice. Alright, so the high side is all of the elite Kerbal here. So, they are ready to go. And with that, I can then retract the panels. Excellent. And who else needs to come? Jebediah, Bob, and Bill. Who else do we have? Dewfall and Ronzer. And Orderd as well. So, we have enough seats for everybody to get off the station here. And since we do have remote control, I believe. Yes, we do. With this device right here, it will not go dead in the space. Excellent. So, first and foremost, Ronzer, my two rescue pilots here. Let's get them on out and work on saving each other here. So, you guys are going to go low. Woo, buddy. Come on, don't drift off into space. We don't want that. You've come so far. Bam! Just like that. Go ahead and let go. And you want to go to the low one. It would be a bad day if you were trying to get on a spacecraft and there was no more seats. You'd either be hanging out in somebody's lap or holding on to the outside. And neither of those are what I would want for my Kerbal now. My brave Kerbal. There was one other, but I already forgot his name. He did die in vain, saving the rest of these guys. His sacrifice is well accepted. Kinda wish I remember his name, though. Alrighty, who else is left? We got one more. Orderd. Yep. Hanging out here on the Rescue Craft 3. You have done an excellent job, my friend. Let's go ahead and let go. Turn on your lights. You are the master of docking. So this should be no problem for you at all. Bam! Just like that. Go ahead and bring on in these other panels. Now we do have the ability to actually jettison this whole fuel tank here, but I kind of want to figure out how to actually go and refuel this stuff, even though I don't know how to do it just yet. So I could jettison that, but I don't want to jettison it. So at this point, I could either detach it from right here and leave this attached. That's not really how I intended it to work. I kind of just slapped that on there because it seemed inefficient. But it was kind of the right thing to do at the time. So let's go ahead and decouple this beast. Or do we want to do that? We are kind of out there a little ways. Let's go ahead and circle back on around. So everybody's staged, ready to go. And that's not too bad. We'll let the other guys go first. And I'm going to jump on over to your spacecraft here. Excellent. I want you to be retrograde, which you are. And what we're going to do is we're going to give yourself a little bit of engine. I got to right click on this and I got to... Goodbye. Actually, I want to do that on the high side, so I'm actually going to hang on. And I'm going to jettison my other spacecraft. Not that. Here we go. Decouple. Okay. I don't need that. I don't need that. Never mind that whole thing and how it's only connected by structural members. You know, stuff happens. Okay, very cool. So let's go ahead and fast forward time here to the other side where we're up nice and high, and a nice retrograde burn to bring you back down. There you go. That'll work out just fine. Looks like we had plenty of fuel left over. Go ahead and decouple that. I can also get rid of my fuel. And then activate my parachutes. So I should be all set here. Bill, Bob, and Jebediah should be all ready to go. Actually, probably want to be that prograde. Beautiful. And then we'll turn that off. Even though it hates to do this. There you go. Oops, I guess I forgot to turn the camera thing on there for a little while. What can I say? Tends to happen. Retrograde as well. And we're going to start your burn off. Bringing you down. Real nice. I'm actually going to bring you in first. Decouple that. Give it a little bit of a normal burn. Just a little bit. A little prograde. And then you're just going to rotate that off of there. Say goodbye to the engine. There we go. Get rid of that. And deploy your parachutes. Everything should be set in motion now. And all my Kerbal knots are coming back to Kerbin. All right, here we go. I did set Bob and all those guys up in the wrong orientation. Hopefully that doesn't mess them up too much. I think their electric charge will run out regardless. And their parachutes should be deployed, so everything should still work out. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I hope they don't die. I hope they don't die now that I've gone to all this effort to save them. Yeah, like I thought. Electric charge is just going to run out anyhow. Definitely going to be re-entering at a extremely high speed. 2,600 meters per second. But that shouldn't be a problem at all. I've gone much faster. And I gave them the premium case here. Oh, look at this. I even put little solar panels on there. Just in case I ended up in a place where I needed that. Build an electric charge. Nice. Going to be coming up on 30 kilometers in the air now. And that's when we're really going to start catching those breaks. Yeah, there we go. This has been a long time coming. Whew. Come on now. There it is. The parachutes have started to deploy. And there it is. The other rescue craft that should be coming in. Eventually, hopefully, it'll be switching. I don't know. I've never actually tried to land a spacecraft without looking at it. This may turn out really bad. I cannot switch vessels while in atmosphere. Good luck. Good luck, guys. I'm just expecting this fireball to come screeching across the screen right about now. With 3, like, Kerbal knots in there just freaking out. Oh, here they are. They're going to pass me up. Here's what we'll do. We'll set it as a target so I can actually see it. There they are in the sky. Uh-oh, why is there so many pieces of it? Look at them go! They're gonna fly right over us. Can I switch to them now? Yeah. I'm within 30 kilometers. They're right up there. They're just cruising along. I wonder if they're having a really bad day. I hope not. Ah, splashdown. Alright, now can I switch? Yay, I can. And what's going on with you guys? Oh, this isn't good. Yeah, because your parachute didn't really deploy. And you're not coming back down. Okay, so I might have messed up just a little bit here, or maybe the aerodynamics didn't quite take effect. But I'm just kind of skimming the earth right now. Applying those air brakes. Oh man, this is going to take a long time. Why not one more orbit for good measure, huh? These guys are true adventurers. They didn't want to come back anyhow. Maybe this time? Yeah? Yeah, this is going to be the one. And touchdown. Ta-da! All the Kerbal knots have made it back. Massive success. I got to admit, that was something insane. This is not what I wanted to switch to, but it's cool. Yeah. I put this up here for no real good reason, but hey. And I also switched to here, and I've created a bit of my space station. And it's pretty cool looking. It's pretty cool looking. Got a lot of electric charge. And I've got some areas that I can build on top of right here. So that's cool. So we'll see what becomes of this thing, whether or not it is scrapped as it is or just kind of becomes a thing. I'm not quite sure. However, I was able to fly this ridiculous bus to the Mun and then come and rescue it time and time again and bring most of my Cribbleknots back safely to Earth. So, thank you guys for watching. I know this was kind of a hodgepodge of episodes, but all in all, I'm really glad with how it turned out. Rescue my Cribbleknots. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, maybe hit a like on the way out. That would be awesome. Let your friends know what's going on here with Brothgar's space program. And as always, have an awesome day. Peace. Brothgar out. Okay, who else needs to be rescued? One more. Nope. Nope. No. Yes? No. Yes. You guys have been floating around for a little while. Ooh, does that actually kind of look... Oh, yeah, it is all kind of underwater, isn't it? You're tipping over? You guys might be wondering just about how long it actually took to do this entire mission in real life. About 6 hours. Yep. Just about 6 hours.